Hello and welcome back, YouTubers and Mavericks, to What You Missed, the only show on the internet where your host is not going to be showing his nipples, unlike Mario in that one picture. You know the one I'm talking about, but I'm getting ahead of myself because you might have missed that. So let's jump right into the news. Nintendo will be releasing its classic arcade games on the Switch. Yes, hot off the heels of the Nintendo Direct, we got a lot of information, and I'm going to go over a few of the things that I thought was real important to talk about. But if you missed the Nintendo Direct, I also have a summary video of that. Please make sure to go check it out because it seems a lot of people really love the live stream and there's lots of people who missed it and they don't know where to get every bit of information. So I tried to detail every important source of information in that video. But this one is a big one because a lot of individuals haven't been able to play arcade grade or arcade-like classic Nintendo games on any type of consoles. Yes, there have been games released here and there, but some of them are for Game Boy. Some of them are weird side games that come packaged with a game. This seems that they are going to be releasing these arcade classics into a library that are going to be able to be played basically at any point in time. You don't have to put in a specific game and piggyback it off that game. So we're talking about Mario Brothers versus Balloon Fight versus Ice Climber versus Pinball versus Clue Clue Land and Punch Out. And these are the classic arcade versions, so they're quite a bit different from their NES counterparts. Yes, believe it or not, there are Nintendo arcade games before they actually came to the consoles. So there you go. Maybe I'll do why it's important history lesson on this this week. Who knows? So Japan gets some of the best 2DS colors, and I have to agree. I dislike the 2DSs America gets at times because you know exactly the demographic in the market. You want some plain basic white or black or blue, fine, that's cool, you know, release that and alongside it give us one of the cooler 2DS or 3DS colors. Here Japan is getting a Pikachu, a literal Pikachu 2DS. Now, I believe that we're going to be getting the Pokeball one, so yeah, that's really nice and it looks real good, but the Pikachu one looks really cool as well. There are other colorations that are being released in Japan as well, which is the lime green and black, and then like kind of a light purple and white, and I'm not really a big fan of that. The other one that we're going to be getting is orange and white, and that's going to be on October 6th, but I think the Pikachu one's real cool. If you guys want to customize your 2DS with a skin, you can look on eBay for vinyl skins, and you could probably find a Pikachu skin as well to make it look like this one, but still it would have been cool if we could have gotten this one. Continuing with the console bundle trend here that we're talking about, we have Super Mario Odyssey Nintendo Switch bundle. So if you haven't gotten your hands on a Nintendo Switch yet, they're going to be stocking it up for this holiday season, of course, and this one comes with a carrying case that is Mario themed, and you have two Joy-Cons that are red, and of course the game Mario Odyssey is going to be packaged in with the Switch. But one thing to be aware of is the fact that this probably will not package in the Switch game itself, so if you're really against digital content, please be aware of that. But if you'd like to take this with you wherever you go and not have to worry about a cartridge, maybe this is the best way to go about things. Shirtless Mario leads to widespread Pandemonium. I wouldn't really call it that, but a lot of people are taking the piss out of Mario's shirtless state. A lot of people are saying, why does Mario get nipples but Link doesn't? I don't really know where this debate is coming from. I don't particularly care about the things that are attached to certain characters' bodies in Nintendo. That's not really a big deal for me. It's good to see Nintendo doing this because that means less censorship, and I will be talking about that later in this episode because there is unfortunately some censorship that is going to come up. I guess they're going less and less on the censorship portion, so that's really good, but there's a lot of tweets you can look at that just they're great, man. They're really great tweets, so check them out if you got some time. One of the biggest shockers that I have to discuss, and the strangest thing that also leads to them not censoring themselves much anymore, is that Doom and Wolfenstein 2 are coming to the Nintendo Switch. This was a big reveal again on the Nintendo Direct, and it didn't get much time, but everyone was shocked about it. I don't know a single person who expected this to happen. Yes, the Doom. That is the more updated recent one, not the old one, the new one, and Wolfenstein 2, the new Wolfenstein 2. I never thought I'd see the day where we would would be ripping out demons' guts and hearts and stomping their faces and skulls into the ground on a Nintendo platform, but this has come. It's odd too because the Wolfenstein 2, they showed a Nazi flag on it. So again, they're really not for censorship. It's amazing that Nintendo of all companies is not really censoring their stuff, but they are, but they aren't. You know what I'm saying? It seems like we're in a time where things are really shifting and changing, so I will continue to support them in their endeavors to not censor stuff that doesn't need censored. So Nintendo Switch Online app has updated as well, and now it works when your phone is in sleep mode. I don't know if I like that or not. Apps have weird things that they can do if you give them permissions. They can spy on you, they can take your privacy, they can look at your contacts, you know, God, man, they might as well be able to send emails to all your friends and tell them to download the app. Anyways, it's updated, so if you're interested in that and you didn't realize it, make sure to update to version 1.10. That's just to help you interface with your Switch better, so that's a thing. One big story that came out is that NES Classic is returning to the stores and SNES Classic stock is going to be increased. This is very, very strange. Quote, due to incredible demand for the upcoming SNES Classic, Nintendo plans to ship the retro-inspired product into 2018. Originally, shipments were announced to cease at the end of the calendar year. So you heard it, but I don't understand. They said that this was going to be a limited product run. I'm telling you right now, as I've said it before, I'll say it again. Market dictates what happens, and this is market dictating what is going to happen. The more things you buy from Nintendo, the more they're going to sell it. So thank God they listen. That's all I have to say about it. Good, great. Get your hands on an NES Classic. I have one. It's hacked up with a bunch of games on it. Absolutely love it. Absolutely. One of my best purchases I've ever made, and I never regret it. I'm going to be getting me an SNES Classic as well, and I hope you will too. So Uncharted 4's co-director Bruce Straley leaves Naughty Dog. Now, they didn't seem to leave off of bad terms. Quote, after heading up 3 extremely demanding projects and taking some extended time away from the office, I found my energy focusing in other directions, and I slowly realized this was the signal that it's time to move on. And that's what he wrote on the website. So I guess he's leaving for other projects. I don't understand how people can do that, man. If I were as one of the big directors of a video game franchise in a video game company, I don't think I would ever leave that company because I love video games. It would be very difficult for me to do that stuff. GEARBOX. Next Duke Nukem needs a new design paradigm. Can you guess who was talking about that? Oh, good old Randy Pitchford. Quote, the solution for the next Duke game isn't about story. And he said on the latest episode of IGN's Unfiltered, quote, we can all dream up a story. He acknowledged that, quote, playing with that is going to be a necessity for any Duke game with a narrative. Randy Pitchford believes that the true answer for the next Duke game is that there has to be something from a design point of view first. Let me explain to you, Randy Pitchford, why Duke Nukem failed the first time, the Duke Nukem Forever. It looked like a game that was designed for the year 2000s. I'm not saying it was bad, generally speaking. It was bad, but I've seen way worse games out there. I'm saying that the game didn't fit the time that it was released. Just make the game good, man. Just make it with updated graphics. Make it 60 FPS. Just remake the original Duke Nukem or Duke 2. That's all you gotta do. OKAMI HD was confirmed and dated for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So speaking of HD re-releases or remakes and things like that, this allows for 4K, and that is Xbox One X compatibility as well, and PS4 Pro compatibility, so you don't have to get a PC to get the 4K out of it. But if you do want the 60 FPS, you very well might be needing a PC instead of the Xbox One X or PS4 Pro. That's OKAMI HD. A lot of people absolutely love that game, so that's really important. And now, unfortunately, I have to go on to censorship. Censorship in gaming. Here we go again. Bungie's removing the Destiny 2 gauntlet that shares elements with an offensive symbol. As reported by Waypoint, the armor piece known as Road Complex AA1 gauntlets has what resembles the Kek logo featured on the Kekistan flag, which serves as a symbol of white supremacy. For comparison, check out the symbol on the gauntlet below. It's a strikingly similar feature. Okay, wow. Really? This is what's offending you these days. Really? Quote from Bungie. It's come to our attention that a gauntlet in Destiny 2 shares elements with a hate symbol. It is not intentional. We are removing it. And a subsequent post, Bungie apologized for the inclusion. Quote, this does not represent our values, and we are working quickly to correct this. We renounce hate in all forms. Nintendo has Wolfenstein 2 coming to its Nintendo Switch with a swastika on it, and Mario's running around without a shirt on showing his nipples. Is this upside down backwards day? Companies like Bungie are censoring offensive letters that were put together, whereas Nintendo is allowing a swastika to be flown in one of their games coming to their Nintendo Switch. What is going on? Did I switch universes? This is crazy. But if that was the only story, oh, if only, right? Oh no. Blizzard says fighting toxic behavior is slowing down Overwatch updates. So the long and the short of this story is that they were talking about they wanted to do more maps, more features, this, that, and the other to the game, but because they have to deal with the continuous toxic flow of people on their platform, on their game, that they have to divert resources and efforts to that. On one hand, I understand that you can't just let a game be overflown and filled with toxic players. On the other hand, if you're making hands over fists money from Overwatch, and they are, you can afford to devote a few extra people to doing that and dealing with that, right? Not your development team. This seems like a false excuse to get people to stop being toxic. This seems like a lie. I would rather use my freedoms to uplift people and help people rather than tear people down and explain why they're not good enough. That's just my take on it. That's just my viewpoint. You want to GG all day, you can GG into the next century. Unless you're in the top 100 players and the top 10 Overwatch players and you're competing in tournaments and you're winning trophies, it doesn't matter how good you are, now is it? You're good at a video game, whoop-de-doo. People were great at Halo 3. Where are they now? There's very few people that used to be exceptionally great at Halo 3 still playing games professionally. So you can take that GG and get out of my face with it because I really don't care. And I think a lot of people should have that attitude. For me personally, I usually disable the chats or disable the TeamSpeak. I never go into public chat rooms because it's just ridiculous. You know, it's pathetic how people can't control themselves. And as aforementioned with the video before, from me, I talked about how YouTube was implementing an automated bot feature that is going to be censoring words because people can't control themselves. So good job, ladies and gentlemen. You basically are doing this stuff to yourself. But as for this Blizzard representative's excuse for why toxicity is slowing down development, I don't buy it for a second. You're telling me you can't afford to pay someone 10 to 20 bucks an hour just to go through and find unique and interesting ways to silence toxic players, to remove the toxicity. You make all of that money over at Overwatch and you can't do that. Blizzard, the Blizzard, the World of Warcraft Blizzard, the Diablo Blizzard, can't do that. Okay, alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I can't take anymore. I am about to die. So before I have a heart attack and fall over from all this censorship in gaming, this unnecessary censorship in gaming, let me go ahead and conclude. You guys have yourselves a great day. Please like and share this episode of What You Missed if you enjoyed it. Let other people know what they missed. And I've been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. As always, good gaming, God bless, and thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. So welcome to the end Q&A segment. I got this idea from Unbox Therapy, so shout outs to that channel. Check it out if you're interested in tech. He unboxes a lot of cool stuff that we probably will never touch in our lifetime. With that said, I'm going to do an end slated Q&A in some of my videos, so if you made it this far, congratulations, and I really appreciate you viewing the video and the aftertakes and extra content that I provide. With that said, I'm not going to be taking a lot of questions. Really, I'm only going to be answering one every time I do decide to do this, because in my recent Q&A video, I wasn't able to answer every single person's question that they wanted answered. So let's begin. Ryan Westlake asked, who inspired you to be a YouTuber? Now, a lot of people have asked this, so perhaps it wasn't just Ryan Westlake alone. I think, without a doubt, 100%, AVGN inspired me to be a YouTuber. When I was in the Army, I actually did reviews of games, but, you know, I was busy. I was always busy. I didn't have time to do YouTube. So when I got out of the Army, Army in 2010, there wasn't a lot of stuff around me. The economy wasn't that great, and there weren't a lot of jobs. The best thing I had to look forward to was going into work to a factory, so I decided to quit that and go back to college. But as soon as I got out of the Army, I wanted to begin a YouTube, and I really loved YouTube, and so I really wanted to push for it. It wasn't until later in college that I realized that I could actually make something of myself on YouTube, and the person who inspired that the most was the Angry Video Game Nerd. Now, he's a great YouTuber who does quite a few video game reviews and stuff like that. If you haven't seen him or you haven't heard about him, please check him out. It's hard to summarize what he does, but it's very satirical and funny, and if you're born in the 80s or the 90s, you'll exactly know what he's doing and what he's talking about, because a lot of the things he says is subjectively true, even if it's kind of expanded a bit more than normal. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's who inspired me to be a YouTuber. AVGN, he's a great guy. I have a signed autographed photo from him. I've spoken with him before. Wonderful YouTuber. I strongly suggest you check him out. So there you go. That's the extra Q&A slate for this video. I really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching it, and once again, thanks for watching.